was once a key piece of Denver's rail industry. Now parts of Burnham Yard are being torn down.
A video from Air Tracker 7 shows several buildings, well, as you see, just reduced to rubble on this historic property near I-25 and Colfax. Well, the community now is demanding accountability, saying these structures were historically significant and that demolition came without warning.
Denver 7's Brandon Richard is pressing the state for answers tonight and looking into how this could have all have something to do with the future of the Denver Broncos.
When it comes to learning history, lessons aren't just found in books. They're also found in buildings.
Buildings are physical reminders of our history. They ground us, they remind us of what occurred before us, they remind us of the lessons of history.
John Deffenbaugh with Historic Denver says a big chunk of the city's history has been reduced to rubble.
It's an act of cultural vandalism.
Over the weekend, CDOT began demolishing several buildings at Burnham Yard.
My reaction was huge sadness.
John says the buildings were used by women and black workers during the 40s and 50s.
This was a really special site that allowed people who would not normally have the opportunity to work in an industrial setting. And there were still buildings that told that story.
We took John's concerns to CDOT, which owns the property, and asked why they demolished the buildings. A spokesman said the state has been preparing the site so it can be sold someday, and said the process includes demolishing buildings. CDOT also said none of the buildings demolished were deemed historically significant by the State Preservation Office.
Just because a building is not on the state register doesn't make it unhistoric.
All of this comes amid speculation that this site could someday be home to a new Broncos stadium. No plans for a stadium have been announced, but the city plans to spend $140 million on infrastructure improvements near the site if voters approve a bond this fall.
It is impossible to ignore the Broncos as a thing in Denver. So telling you that there's no weight there or that there's no consideration there would be insulting to everybody at this table.
And so it's not just the buildings that have been lost here, but the stories being lost as well.
John hopes the remaining buildings at the site are preserved and incorporated into whatever comes next. In Denver, Brandon Richard, Denver 7.
And CDOT says it's committed to working through the historic eligibility process for the remaining structures and says existing legal agreements protecting the historical character of those buildings will continue to apply after the property is sold.